The new update includes the ability to expand storage capacity with an M.2 SSD. Once installed, an M.2 SSD lets you store and play PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 games, as well as media apps directly from the expanded high-speed storage. You can also freely move games between storage options.
Now that the PlayStation 5 September update has been formally released, you can update your PlayStation 5 storage capacity to a larger solid-state drive. In this video, I'm going to tell you some of the best M.2 SSDs for the PlayStation 5. Now, before we get into the best M.2 SSDs for the PlayStation 5, let's talk about what exactly an M.2 SSD is. A lot of you may be wondering exactly what is the difference between an M.2 and a regular SSD. And if you're not a tech savvy expert, you're gonna need to make sure that you get the right drive, or else quite frankly, you'll be wasting your money. You need to make sure that it includes a heatsink as well, as that is one of the main requirements. Now, when you purchase an M.2 hard drive, you can get them with or without the heatsink. Generally, they're more expensive whenever you purchase it with the heatsink. However, you can purchase a heatsink separately to install with your new SSD. Now, when it comes to M.2 is the form factor of the solid state drive. Most SSDs come in a size of about 2.5 inches. In terms of shape, an M.2 SSD is shaped like a stick of gum or a brick. M.2 SSDs have a storage capacity of up to 4 terabytes. But where M.2 SSDs draw the edge is their speed. Generally, an M.2 SSD is a lot faster than your standard SSD. And this is where the PlayStation 5 has the cutting edge. All those fast load times with the PlayStation 5 when you're playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, it wouldn't be possible without an M.2 solid-state drive. So now that you know what an M.2 SSD is, let's get into the specifics of exactly which one you should be looking for on your PlayStation 5. If you're looking for a top-of-the-line SSD, you should look no further than Western Digital. The WD Black SN850 is one of the top M.2s available. It reads 7,000 megabytes per second and writes 5,300 megabytes per second on the 1 terabyte model. Currently sold out on Best Buy's website, the 1 terabyte model will set you back at about $269.99. Now, for the larger capacity 2 terabyte model, it's even more expensive, looking at about $499.99. Both of these drives are absolutely ridiculous with the read and write speeds, but there's no doubt that that price will set you back a bit. Other options to choose from: the Samsung 980 Pro. The 1 terabyte model will set you back at $189.99, but is significantly more affordable than the Western Digital model. The read speed is comparable as well, at 7,000 megabytes per second and 5,000 megabits per second write speed. It fares quite well in competition with the 1 terabyte Western Digital model. And with a 4.8 rating on Amazon out of 5 with over 4,300 reviews, you can trust that this hard drive is going to be a sure thing. Some other hard drives to take note of here when it comes to trustworthiness and the best top of the line: PNY. PNY always has great solutions when it comes to hard drives. The PNY XLR8 2 terabyte hard drive without the heatsink prices in about $379.99 on Amazon, has a read speed of 7,500 megabytes per second with up to 6,800 megabytes per second write speed. When it comes to performance, this hard drive is right up there with the Western Digital Black SN850. And you can't talk about hard drives without talking about Seagate, one of the most trusted brands in the industry. The Seagate FireCuda 530 nails all the requirements needed for an M.2 drive on the PlayStation 5. Though extremely hard to come by right now, the 1 terabyte model with a heatsink is priced at $259.99 with read speeds of up to, get this guys, 7,300 megabytes per second. This thing is an absolute monster. And like I said, this hard drive is very limited right now. It's hard to come by because it's one of the best in the biz right now. Crucial has a solid hard drive as well. The Crucial P5 Plus 1 terabyte hard drive is priced at $179.99. Still available on Amazon at the time of editorial. Has a little bit slower read speed of up to 6,600 megabytes per second and a write speed of 5,000 megabytes per second. A bit slower than the other drives that I've mentioned, but at the same time, it's also available. While some of these other drives that I've mentioned are a little harder to come by, and with a 4.8 out of 5 customer review on Amazon, Crucial's one of the top brands that you can trust. when it comes to hard drives. Now guys, those are just some of the few M.2 solid state drives that are available for the PlayStation 5 that you can use to upgrade. And I mentioned earlier on, when it comes to heat sinks, you can additionally purchase them separately if you so choose. If you do end up going that route, Sabrent has a fantastic PS5 heatsink that is in the same shape as the PlayStation 5's own solid state drive expansion bay cover, so it's technically doing two jobs in one. Of course, this cover is not available until October 14th, but it's available for pre-order right now. So if you want to try to save yourself a little bit of cash, you can purchase this heatsink in tandem with one of the SSDs that I mentioned. Now guys, I will have links down in the description below for all of the components that I've mentioned today. Feel free to check those out. They're all affiliate links. Just a heads up on that. I have to make sure I let you guys know about that. So be sure to check them all out, and also let me know down in the comment section below if you plan on upgrading your PlayStation 5 solid state drive. I'm thinking about it. I think it might be worthwhile, so you don't have to go ahead and delete your games time and time again as the storage space for these games becomes more and more demanding. I'll definitely be chatting it up with you guys when it comes to these hard drives and other discussions with PlayStation down in the comment section below, so if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and like this video. I'm A to the P. Albert Perkins, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, and as always, peace.